Welcome to the Lab 16 RRAS VPN configuration settings video. What we're going to cover is the settings that were known to work to get RRAS to allow your client B computer to connect to your server A computer through VPN. To begin, you need to start both your server and your client. The server, after you log in as the domain administrator, go to the remote access tab, right click on your remote access, right click on the server, select remote access management. Check the operation status. Here it should be green. If it's not green, then you may have to make some changes. If there for some reason isn't green, press reset, refresh on the right side. It should tell you below when you select whatever the option is that's not green. It should tell you below it what's wrong. So we're going to go to the VPN tab, open the RRAS management, right click on the server, the properties. On the general tab, it should have IPv4 LAN and demand dialing, and then IPv4 remote access server. And then security, we're doing Windows authentication. Authentication methods, these are the only two that you should need: MS Chat v2 chat. We're not configuring any of their options on the menu. And IPv4, for people that have DHCP, they select DHCP. For people that don't have DHCP set up on their server, they can add a static address range. On mine, I added 200 to 210. You want to make sure that the checkbox for Enable Broadcast Name Resolution is selected, and that the adapter is using the appropriate Ethernet adapter. You don't want it to point to the Hyper-V adapter. And select the adapter that is not Hyper-V. The IPv6 you don't have to configure. Under PPP, I have all three selected here. And that's just in case the client connects with a different option than the one that's listed. Select OK. And close this. And close this. Now we want to check our user for our admin user. We're going to control panel, administrative options, Active Directory users and computers. Open our administrator and dial in. Our dial-in properties for our administrator, for the domain admin, should be allow access, and then we don't have any other options configured. If you select on this dial-in tab control access through NPS, then you have to actually configure NPS in your administrative tools. And the NPS stands for Network Policy Server. But since we're not going to configure NPS, we'll just leave it allow. And that should be most of the settings. I'm going to create another. I already have a connection here. I'm going to stop the connection. But I'm going to create another test connection just to test the settings. I already know this one works, but I'm going to test a new one, so I'm going to go and create a new one. Open network and sharing, set up a connection network, connect to a workplace, choose to create a new connection, use my internet connection VPN, it's server adatum.com. If yours is .local, then you make sure to use the .local. If you have trouble connecting, sometimes using the IP address may work better for you. I'm going to call mine test connection. And then we need to make sure to check in the box to allow other people to use this connection. So then you see the test connection here. Connect. I have to use the account that we tested, or actually change the configuration for on the dial-in tab. And if everything works properly, it should connect. Sometimes you have to try more than once. It may not connect on the first try. I'm going to go back and delete the extra connection or both connections. But we don't really have to change any settings here, but I just want to go through these and show them to you so you see what they are. In case you've made changes to yours. I found that this connection would be just deep as well. I'm going to recreate that one. And so now it's connected. So these are the working settings. I guess MS Chat v2 is the only setting that I need on the security tab. There are details, and then we'll actually show you the authentication type and the encryption. One thing that you do need to make sure is that it's being encrypted, because there's a policy on the domain controller by default to block incoming non-encrypted connections. So that if you accidentally have unencrypted passwords, turned on, and it authenticates with that. It will disconnect your connection as soon as it connects. So if you get an error message related to that the server disconnected, it's usually related to this authentication method here, which we don't need to use. Since we're the working one is MS Chat V2. That should conclude the video. If you have any questions, please ask.